morning.
Morning.
Welcome to Nunnovation Africa Foundation.
Thank you.
Tell us, what's your name, where do you come from, and what do you do?
Okay. My name is Nthabiseng Dube. I work for a company called ABB as their Director for Government Relations. I actually wear two hats. I'm also chairing an association of SAEEC, which is a partnership between the Department of Trade and Industry in South Africa and business within the electrotechnical space.
What are you doing at the United Nations here in Ethiopia?
My role is that of more networking, but from SAEEC's point of view is to find is both networking and finding possible partners to promote exports through partnerships, maybe out of South Africa into other regions where American companies are doing business.
How are we doing as Africans, as young Africans, in actually getting into those particular sectors? Are you seeing more and more young people coming on board? Can this kind of conferences actually encourage young people to be involved?
Certainly. There's a lot of young people that I've met here who are very innovative in terms of how they think and what they do, and the kind of leadership roles that they're taking in the conference and their respective associations. So yeah, there's a lot of young people coming up.
How do you see us as young people learning from older people, but most importantly from institutions like ABB that have been in the forefront of innovation over a longer period of time? How do you see yourselves as ABB, or people that are driving innovation, bringing about more young people and actually shaping the future of Africa?
Look, people who are sitting in ABB or any other association, one doesn't sit in that position forever. There is a need to bring in young people, and how do we do that? There's a lot of avenues, training being one of them, and looking when somebody is sitting in a position and in such and such a period of time I'm going to be leaving, to look at transferring skills into young people either inside or outside, or taking trainees to be able to impart skills to younger people and be able to bring young and fresh thought into the organization, because organizations are living in a space where there's people, there's growth that's happening, and the organization is a living entity. It needs to grow, it needs to breathe and be able to actually adapt into the environment where it exists. So part and parcel of that is to bring in young people into its fold and be in a position to can look at where it's going in terms of its strategies and its tactical plans, and say, how do we refresh that? And part of refreshing that is also bringing in young thought.
We saw Madam Dlamini Zuma, the chairperson of the AU.
I happened to meet her yesterday.
What kind of stuff did you pick up from her, what she said, which I think we should be able to push it through and to advance Africa?
What I like, when she was introduced, the lady that introduced her, she said, now I'm going to move on to somebody that has done a lot for others than looking at herself. And in her speech, she reiterated the need for teaching and learning and for training of young people. So it's something that she holds very dearly to her thoughts and her heart and in what she does. So there's a lot that can be learned from Madam Zuma insofar as that is concerned.
Great. What can we expect finally from ABB for the future?
Look, ABB is an association, or is an organization that has been there. It's been more than 100 years in operation, and it's growing, and the lack of us will fade away at some point, and young faces and young blood will come into the fold at some point. So it's an organization that is, wherever it is, it localized. It's an international organization, but it's home in whatever area where it is. We don't have operations right now in Ethiopia, but I've got a colleague of mine who's the head of the strategy for Africa, who's also looking at ways of exploring how best can we find ways of doing business in Ethiopia. So it's a growing organization, in as much as it's been in existence for a lot of years, but it's a growing association with a whole lot of innovation on its side. It spends a lot of money, almost about 1% of its turnover globally, on research and development. So you can imagine what happens behind the entire machinery of ABB.
Yeah. This is exciting. Thank you very much for talking to us on Nunnovation.
Okay.
We are looking forward to seeing more and more of yourselves, really encouraging young people and actually taking us through further to the future.